I'm going to show you how to quickly add conditional formatting rules to Google Sheets so that you can easily identify some information in the data that you've collected. So the first thing you're going to do on your Google form, and this is best to do after some students have already submitted their responses, is that you're going to go to the Response tab, and then you're going to select the View Responses in Sheets icon, which is this little green box. And you're going to open up this self-reflection responses sheet. The next step is that you're going to want to identify which set of data you want to color code. For me, it is everything in column E. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to select column E by just clicking the box with the E in it, and it's going to highlight everything in that column. Then I'm going to go up to Format, and I'm going to select Conditional Formatting. When I do that, it sets it to default that any cell that is not empty would be color-coded this light green color. But in order to make it specific to my needs, I'm going to change these cell rules around. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to color code any kid that's really stuck with a red color. So I'm going to click on the box with the information that I need, and I'm going to, on my keyboard, click Command-C to copy it. Then I'm going to go over to these format rules. So for me, if the format cell text is exactly, and then I do Command-V to paste what was in that box. So this is saying that if one of these boxes contains these exact words, it's going to color code it the color I pick now. So then I'm going to go down to this fill color, and I'm going to select the color that I want. So I decided that we want red, to indicate that I really need to focus on these students. So after I do that, I'm going to add another rule because I want to add the other three colors to this set. So I click Add Another Rule, and I do that just because it's easier than having to go through the process of selecting the column and then adding a rule. This just still applies to the column E. So you'll notice it'll say E1 to E105. So now it's just repeated the same rule. So I want to go and add an additional rule. So the next one I'm going to do is click the box where it says that a student is really going to need help in order to be able to master some information. So I'm going to again copy that box. I'm going to enter by pasting the information there, and because it still has my old fill color, it's changed it red, but I'm going to change that and make that yellow. Then I'm going to continue the process. So like for this one here, it is if text is exactly, I may need some help, but I could get there on my own with some guidance. That is going to be blue. And then the last one, when kids say that they have got this information completely mastered, it's going to be green. And then I click Done. So what you'll notice here is that all of the colors are color-coded in the way that they're supposed to be. Now, if you go back to your form and you change any of the responses to reword it in a different way, you would need to go back through and probably continue to update this step because it will only color code it if it is exactly that way. Let's go back and try this one more time. So I'm going to pretend I'm a student, and I am going to add some basic information. And let's say I think I've got this mastered. And then I'm just filling in the rest of the information so you can see what it would look like when it's done. So it says I filled out the form. Now I'm going to go to the self-reflection, and you'll notice that it's color-coded it green just like I had selected on the other page. The one thing you will notice is that the words have been cut off, and the way that you can make sure that you see everything is by clicking this text wrapping icon. And then you can see the entire bit of information that's been listed. So that's how you can conditionally format information.